Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Reese's Random Reviews. I am Reese, I'm about to give you a random review. Okay, if you remember my latest video, I did a top 10 best Disney films. And now I'm about to do my top 10 best Pixar films. So remember guys, this list is only just my opinion, and if you don't agree with it, why don't you tell me what your favourite top 10 Pixar films are? Just subscribe and comment down below. Right, let's get on with the countdown. Number 10, Monsters University. Now, I know people had mixed reception over this sequel, but to be honest, I actually really enjoyed Monsters University for many reasons. I thought the atmosphere was really good, the film was so funny and such a feel-good movie. I thought bringing back the characters was great, even though it was in a different setting and a different time. But to be honest, I just really enjoyed this movie. I mean, there wasn't really anything bad about it that I did not enjoy. I mean, okay, it's not the best Pixar film, but it's not the worst either. Number 9, WALL-E. I love this film because it's really original. I mean, there's hardly much dialogue. It tells a story about a robot who doesn't really speak except for saying his name, and the story is just incredible. And plus, it references 2001: A Space Odyssey, another favourite movie of mine, so much. WALL-E is a beautiful masterpiece film that definitely deserves to be in the top 10. Number 8, Monsters Inc. This film was a huge part of my childhood. I love Monsters Inc. and still do today. It's funny, it's clever, and it definitely deserves to be in the top 10. Although not exactly one of my favourites now. When this was released, this was definitely my favourite Pixar film for a very long time. But then Ratatouille came along and changed all that. Number 7, Toy Story, the first one. Yep, this is number 7. People were probably saying, why can't you expect this to be higher? Well, even though as much as I do love Toy Story from now on, and it's still a huge classic, I just don't really love it as much as I used to from years ago. I mean, I still love it, and it's still one of my favourite animated films, but it just, to me, doesn't deserve to be one of the highest ones. And that's just my opinion, by the way. But Toy Story will always remain a classic, and it still is today. Number 6, Finding Nemo. This is definitely one of my favourite Pixar films, and it has been for a long time. Though, when I was a kid, I preferred Monsters Inc. over this, Finding Nemo was definitely my second favourite. It's a wonderful story, it's got a lot of heart, and it tells a magnificent story about a fish trying to find his son. Plus, how can anyone not love Dory? This character is genius. She's so funny, and it just works. The story just makes it complete with her. And speaking of another Finding Nemo story, number 5 is Finding Dory. Because I loved Finding Dory, the most recent Pixar film, Finding Dory is a very good sequel. It's not the best sequel that Pixar have done, but it's definitely one of their best. Finding Dory was fantastic, it was funny, it was entertaining. I just loved it. Number 4, Inside Out. Everybody loves this movie, and I do as well. This film is so incredible because it's just so original. An amazing, beautiful, wonderfully colourful animated film. It really shows the power of emotions, and it's also got some clever writing, clever story. Inside Out definitely deserves to be in my top 5. Number 3, Ratatouille. I can relate to Ratatouille because I'm Remy and I'm also determined to get out there and fight for my dreams. So Ratatouille had to be number 3 on my list. Plus, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. Plus, Brad Bird is a great director. I mean, he did The Incredibles and then he did Ratatouille. But Ratatouille is definitely the best one he'd done in my opinion, because Ratatouille just has so much heart, it just has so much, charisma, so much clever wittiness. Plus, it's just got a lot of clever stuff in this film. This film is just 100% clever. It's a clever movie. Number 2, Up. I regret not seeing this film in the cinema, but when I did finally see it on DVD, oh my god, did I love this movie, and I really do. Up definitely hits number 2 on my top 10 Pixar film list for being the best one. Up is just a wonderful, heartbreaking, emotional, powerful movie. I love Up. Okay, so what's my number 1 favourite Pixar film? Well, here it is. Number 1 is Toy Story 3. Reasons being, it's one of the best sequels ever made. It's one of the best Pixar films ever made. It's got everything that I love in a Pixar film, just as much as Up does. It's emotional, it's funny, it's colourful, it's amazing. And plus, when this film ended, honestly, did I cry. This film is powerful. And it was an amazing conclusion. Until we heard that Toy Story 4 was coming out, so maybe it's not a great conclusion. But apart from that, it's still the best sequel, and I really hope that Toy Story 4 doesn't ruin it. Okay guys, so that's my top 10 great Pixar list. But what's your favourite? Is it, is Toy Story 1 your number favourite, or do you have a top 10 list? I don't know. But, just comment and subscribe, guys, and let me know. And I am Reese, and I've just given you another random countdown and another random review.